Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cilla Black.
Welcome to the first of a brand new series of Surprise Surprise. And you know, life's full of surprises. One day last week, I was feeling a bit low. Oh. So I thought I'd cheer myself up by treating myself to a nice lunch. I popped round to one of my local restaurants, actually. I said to the waiter, I'll have a glass of wine, a lobster salad, and a kind word. And when he came back, he said, here you are, madam, a glass of wine and a lobster salad. I said, what about the kind word? He said, don't eat the lobster. Oh, I feel even more depressed now, but it doesn't matter because tonight we've got lots of surprises for a lot of people here in our audience. Yes. In the meantime, I feel a phone call coming on. And we had a letter from Amanda Giller, who told us that her dad, Simon, was a pit boss. Now, it's got nothing to do with coal miners. It's his job at the Ritz Club where he supervises the croupiers. But Simon is also a very talented amateur cartoonist. And we decided to ring him at the Ritz and ask him to come on our show tonight. He's working at the Ritz at this very moment. So here we go. Now, the Ritz, as you know, is in London, so it's a local call. Here we go, 7 digits. Fingers crossed. Oh, gosh. Ever so crackly, these phones.
Hello, Ritz Club.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello, is that the Ritz Club?
It is the Ritz Club.
Hello, sweetheart. Could I speak to Simon Giller, please?
Yes, one moment, Cilla.
How do you know it's me? Well, that's nice, isn't it?
One moment.
Well, obviously, she's in on the secret. But let's hope he isn't.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, yes.
Hello, Simon?
Yes.
Simon Giller?
Yes.
Oh, surprise, surprise, it's Cilla here.
Who?
Well, ask a silly question. Simon, it's Cilla here from Surprise Surprise.
Get away.
I'll tell you what I want. I want you to come to the studio tonight live.
You've got to be kidding.
Pardon? Yes, I want you to come over here and I want you to do some cartooning for us, like.
I'm scared stiff. I can't do that.
But don't let that put you off because we've got a lovely studio audience here, all dying to see you. All right, Simon?
Okay, fine.
Will you jump in that car for us and come right over?
Yes, certainly.
Oh, thanks a lot. Before you leave, Simon, do us a favour, Chuck.
Yes, darling.
Well, they speak like that, the Ritz. They do, they do. Will you put a couple of quid on number 15 for me, please?
What's it on number 15?
Couple of quid on number 15.
This is the Ritz. We don't go to £2.
Well, what's the lowest I can put on?
Well, in actual fact, the lowest is £2. But for you, Cilla, we'll stick £1 on.
All right, Chuck. I can't wait to meet you in the flesh.
Yeah, likewise.
Likewise. I shall see you later, Simon, all right?
Okay, darling.
See you later, sunshine. Ta-ra, then.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
I shall look forward to that. I can't wait to meet Simon. And well, as Simon takes off from the Ritz, we're going up north to do a bit of putting on the Ritz. Up there in Ashton-under-Lyne in Lancashire lives Wendy Carter. And she runs a tap dancing school. Her husband Jeff told me that Wendy has been tapping around Ashton for about, the past 35 years. She also trains and organises her girls to put on shows for local charities. Now, Wendy has helped to raise an awful lot of money, and her girls thought she deserved a Cillagram. Well, so did we. So I went up to Ashton to surprise our Wendy and to trip the light fantastic. Surprise, surprise! Yes. Oh, you're hot bothered. Now, Wendy, I've heard all about you.
Who's done this?
Well, who's done this? I tell you, it's your Jeff. Yes, he wrote and tell me all about you. And I've heard all about you from the girls. Where are the girls? Come in, the tappers. Where'd she go? Wendy, come in, love. Come in. Now listen, Jeff wrote and told me, he said, you organise all these shows with all these tappers and you've been tapping since you were 10 years old. Yes, and you usually dance to 42nd Street, is that right? Right, Wendy, just not
Yes.
Well, we're going to be tapping down a very famous street today, so get your tappers on. We've got the girls. We'll even have more this afternoon. Come on. Let's go. Come on, girls. Come and meet those dancing feet. On the avenue, I'm taking you to Coronation Street. Hear that beat of dancing feet. It's the song I love, the melody of Coronation Street. Little ladies from the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. They're side by side, they're glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Good old Coronation Street. From the 50s, innocent and sweet. Sexy ladies from the 80s who are indiscreet. They're side by side, they're glorified. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Where the underworld can meet the elite. Naughty, 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 naughty. Coronation Street. Coronation Street. Well, you're probably wondering where our Bob 𝐸𝐚𝐩𝐲 has got to. Well, worry not. At this very moment, Bob's over the water in Northern Ireland. Yes. He's put on his little water wings and he's whizzed across to surprise an Audrey Downey. Why, you may ask? Well, and I shall tell you. Audrey's burning ambition is to play in an ice hockey match. Oh, dear. She's dead keen on the game and has trained really hard at a local ice rink. But before she could play her first match, they closed the ice rink down. Well, Audrey thought that her chances of ever realising her ambition had gone forever. But we decided to make her wish come true. So let's go over live to Northern Ireland, where Bob's waiting to surprise Audrey.
I'm outside the Humpty Dumpty daycare centre where Audrey works. Now, sure, here every day she has a smashing time, but today's going to be that little bit extra special. So, we'll go in and break the good news, shall we? Come on. Oh, look, all the little hats. Oh, lovely. Hear the noise. Could be this one. Let's have a look. Audrey Downey. Are you Audrey? Hello, Audrey. How are you? Excuse me, children. Surprise, surprise, Audrey. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Tell me, you used to train to do ice hockey, didn't you?
Yeah.
But you never had a chance to actually play in an ice hockey match, did you, Audrey?
No.
Oh. Well, Audrey, surprise-wise, I've come to make your wish come true.
Oh, no?
Oh, here at the Humpty Dumpty. You're all right, girls, you're all right. And so we're off to play ice hockey. All right. Not only are you going to play ice hockey, Audrey, in a match, but you're going to compete with the two top teams from Northern Ireland. Ice hockey. All right. Are your blades sharp? So we'll get those sharpened up. We're going right now. All right. So say cheerio to them. That's a little seat you were on there, isn't it? Bye, Audrey. Bye, children.
Well, we'll be going back to Northern Ireland later to see what happens when Audrey gets out on the rink. But right now, I want to ask you a question to everybody in our audience. Do we have any ex-soldiers sitting here in our audience tonight? If we do, could you give us a wave, please, like that? Yes, look, there's one over there. Hello, hello. And there's one up there. Actually, you look as if you served in the last war, is that right?
The one before that.
And the one before that as well. Oh, you don't look that old. Well, you might, actually, sir, you might enjoy this next story. It's a super story.
Oh, no.
Because we had a letter recently about one ex-soldier that was so interesting, I must tell you about it. Now, this particular soldier served in the army during the last war, and like many others, was captured and became a prisoner of war. He was actually captured at Arnhem, and in the prison camp he met and made friends with another prisoner, a young South African. Now the two became very, very close friends, and eventually they escaped together. Well, now this story must be ringing a very loud bell with somebody sitting here in our audience tonight. And by Jove, by the look on his face, it's got to be you, sir, isn't it, with the glasses? Norris Austin, would you come down and join me, please?
You've knocked us for six.
Eh?
You've knocked us for six.
I've not a what?
You've knocked us for six.
I've knocked you for six, have I? Sit down. Sit down there, sweetheart. Make yourself comfortable. It's much better down here than it is up there, isn't it, Norris?
Who set me up?
Well, you see that fella over there with the beard and the baldy head, name of Ted?
Oh, yes.
Ted with the head, he set you up. He was the one who wrote me a letter and told
Swine,
me...
yes.
Oh, Norris, he wrote and told me all about you.
Oh.
And he told me about... Now, you mustn't have forgotten that friend that you escaped from that camp with. That's got to be Vernon Hart. Do you remember him?
Lots of people did that thing.
But you escaped with him.
Oh,
And then
yes.
you eventually took refuge all them years ago. I'm talking about over 40 years ago now.
You mean Vernon?
I'm talking about Vernon, yeah.
Oh.
You escaped with him. And he spoke fluent German, didn't he?
He did. He did.
And you were injured on that escape when you escaped
Yes,
with him.
yes, yes.
And you eventually took refuge in a nunnery. But then the Germans got the tip off again, didn't they?
Yes.
And off you were again, off with Vernon. And you eventually got, well, to the American lines, didn't you?
Yes, two.
And the day after, the Germans surrendered.
Yes.
That must have been a great
Yes.
day for you.
I would have got a BC. I'd been 2 days before.
Well, in our eyes, you deserve a BC anytime.
Oh, no.
Yes, you do. And you haven't seen this Vernon. In fact, Vernon...
Not here, is he? Not here. Oh,
He is here. We've flown him over from Johannesburg after 40 years to be with you.
here.
You're looking the wrong way. Come in, Vernon. Sit down there. Oh.
Was the family? Oh, very well, thank you, all of them.
You've got an awful lot to catch up on. And while you're doing that, we're going to take a break. Do you know that?
And we got
Oh,
a
we're
lot
going
to
to have a drink or something.
A drink? Yes, you can have anything you want. What do you fancy? What do you drink?
Soda water.
Well, we can organise all that, but I'm so pleased for you. It's a lovely reunion. Stay where you are. Don't go, oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, I'll never watch this cheek again. While they're getting on with their happy memories, we'll be back in part 2 with more surprises, our ice hockey match,
Running.
and to see what happened to Gordon Burns. Because he's got the searchlight for us. See you in a couple of minutes. welcome back. Well, I hear that our ice hockey teams are getting ready in Northern Ireland, so let's go over to our Bob at the Dundonald International Ice Bowl. Now, are you there, Bob?
To be evil, lads. I want you to be evil. Put these on. So look out here. Audrey's here getting tugged up. I'm helping her. Ready with her team. And her team are the... Woo! And they're going to win, because they're great. The Castlereagh Flames, and they're hot stuff. I'm their head coach.
Oh, really? You look more like a double-decker bus. Yeah, I'm only joking, Bob, only joking. Now, is that our lovely Audrey? I wouldn't have recognised her.
You can't recognise her, but this is her.
How are you, Audrey?
I'm fine, thank you.
Are you looking forward to tonight's match?
Yeah, I can't wait to get in the ice.
Audrey, how's it going to feel, you know, playing against all those big butch lads out there?
Great.
Now, do you think you'll score many goals tonight, girl?
Yes, all of them.
We've got no opposition at all, Cilla.
Well, who is the opposition?
The opposition is... Dundonald. And they're waiting for us on the ice. Let's go get them, men. Come on.
Well, good luck, Audrey. Good luck. Well, she's all dressed for the part, isn't
And
she?
here we are. This is the Dundonald International Ice Bowl. We've got a lovely audience waiting for us. Hiya! Now, come on, Audrey. Final piece of advice from your top coach, and that is, I think, if anyone looks as if they're going to tackle you, hit him with the thick end of that, all right? Right, we're just about to get off. Ready for the kick-off? Right, go and do the kick-off.
It's not kick-off, it's a face-off.
Well, whatever off it is, go and do it. This will be exciting. Here we are. You ever seen one of these matches, Cilla?
No, I haven't. I'm quite fascinated about it.
Watch this. It's all exciting stuff.
What do they call that little thing that they're
That's a
shoving about?
puck. That's a puck.
Oh, a puck.
Here we are, down the ice straight away. Our team's leading through. Could this be a goal already? Oh, referee, that's a foul. That's a definite foul. That should have scored.
They use 10 minutes, sempre, let's go.
Oh, sorry, still on. He's putting me in the sin bin. Oh, Ecky's thumb. Oh!
He's going in the
Could have
sin
opened the
bin.
door.
A big R for our Bob. Well, it's the best place for him, if you ask me. But we will be back later on to see if they let him out of that sin bin and to catch up on the score, who I hope they win. Meanwhile, I've just heard that Simon Gillery's arrived from the Ritz. So come in, Simon. Welcome, have a sit down.
Thank you.
Well, Simon, you've come all dressed up for the part, or is that, you know, is that your working gear?
This is my working gear.
Oh, and there's your...
If I'd have known, I'd have
keys.
changed. Oh, yes, I didn't. Just supposed to see those. My locker key.
That's your locker key, with all those keys on it. Now, what is this story about you being a marvellous cartoonist? Is that right?
That's the opinion of my family. It's not my opinion. They think I'm good, but...
Well, talking about your family, I mean, let's have a look at this.
I want to talk about my
Oh, there they are, there on the screen. Look at that.
family. Oh, right, yeah, that's one of mine.
That's one of your cartoons. Now, looking at the family out there, stand up, all the family, the Gillery family. Look at that. Yes, they're giving you away. They've been planning a surprise for ages. Now, what we want you to do now, Simon, is... have you gotten over the shock? Because you look ever so laid back, doesn't he? Looks at hey, hey, hey.
If I wasn't this relaxed, I'd fall over.
Would you? What we're going to do now is send you up to a dark room. Well, not too dark. No, no, no. Oh, Jack, are you listening to this, Jack? Yes. And we've got lots of paper and lots of pencils for you. What do you scribble with? Is it a pencil or...?
First thing that comes to hand.
First thing... Well, the first thing that came to our hand was pencils. I'm going to send you off now, and we hope to see you later with a few more cartoons. Will you do that for us?
Yes, sir.
All right, Simon, off you go, and we shall see you later. I'm awfully pleased you came. Bianca. Well, now it's time to welcome an old friend. Yes, he's a really old friend. Our very own Gordon Burns.
Thank you. Thank you.
What have you got for us on the Searchline this week?
Well, it's terrific to be back with Searchline because, as you know, we have so much success with all the people we're looking for. We find a very high percentage of them.
Well, it's 90%, isn't it, Gordon?
It is. It's 90% as an average, and in some shows we find a whole lot, which is absolutely tremendous.
Oh, well,
so we'll
let's hope
launch
there's more this week.
straight into it now, and if you like an eye-catching start, well, how about this? It's a beautiful card from Miss Mabel Dorothy Miller, made out of flowers from her own garden. It actually matches my tie. It certainly attracted us, and we're now out to help find two of her long-lost friends. During World War II, Mabel's family lived in Cambridge and looked after two evacuees called Lily and Irene Marshall between 1939 and 45. Lily and Irene were from Islington, London, and Mabel and her sister Ethel taught them, amongst other things, how to sew. Indeed, they taught them so well that Lily went on to help make the Queen's wedding dress, designed by Norman Hartnell. Well, Mabel last saw Lily and Irene in 1950 and thinks that Lily married someone called Fred, but can't remember his surname. So, if you're out there, Lily and Irene, please contact us, because Mabel would be thrilled if you did. Well, now to somebody who's not very thrilled at all. She's Mrs. Joan Pittman from Somerset, who says life is getting absolutely unbearable in her house because her normally placid husband, Bern, short for Bernie, is desperate to trace members of his last ship's tug-of-war team. He served on HMS Undaunted during her last commission from June 1971 to October 73, when he left the Royal Navy. The team played a great part in helping the ship win the Cock of the Fleet trophy in 1972. Here they are, visiting Hamburg. Let's take a roll call. Ray Tiger Bradford, Snowy Clingham, Knocker Noakes, Dodger Long, Strumpy Richardson, and Big Jan Burr. And I'm sure there's quite a few stories behind those nicknames. But if you're out there, fellas, please ring Searchline now and end Byrne's misery. Indeed, if anyone can help us with any of our items, our researchers will be by the phones until 10 o'clock. And the number to ring, 01 222 8070. I'll be back later.
But right now, it's goosebump time. Do ghoulies and ghosties and things that go bump in the night send a shiver down your spine? If so, beware. The next few minutes could scare the pants off you. That's if Mike Hill has anything to do with it. 20-year-old Mike has a terrifying ambition. He wants to be a horror makeup artist. Now, ever since he was 16, he's been teaching himself to create makeup effects, like Frankenstein's monster, the werewolf man, and horrible things like that. His dream is to become a top special effects makeup artist, like his hero, Chris Tucker, who was responsible for films, you can't forget these, A Company of Wolves, yeah? And The Elephant Man, who could forget that? So our Bob went along to Warrington to surprise him.
Ding, ding, ding. Mike, is it?
Yeah.
Come here, Mike. Mike Hill?
Yeah.
Is that right? Hello, Mike. Surprise,
All right.
surprise.
All right.
How you doing, all right?
That's spot on.
I believe you're a fantastic makeup artist, is that right?
I try.
And your speciality is like horror makeup, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
What could you do for me, do you think? Anything?
Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger.
Is that horrific?
Oh, yeah.
Is that really horrific?
Yeah.
Well, what we'd like you to do is come and show us your makeup skills, you see. For surprise, surprise, is that right? And we have got somebody to help you that you might just recognise. A lot of people wouldn't, but he's a very famous makeup artist called Chris Tucker.
G'day.
All right.
Yeah, speechless.
Oh, great. Hello, Mike.
Hi.
Nice to see you, Chris. Right, it's all prepared. You can have a fabulous day. We've got a good makeup room there. We've got all the makeup you ever need, all the stuff you want. The only thing we couldn't arrange was a victim, but that's not a problem because we've got a head there that you can use. And
Thanks for volunteering.
well, no, I haven't got time. I really didn't want to do this. What are we doing?
First of all, we're going to stick on the forehead, like this. That's it. You need about 6 pairs of hands. Yes, it's sort of based on the Oliver Reed one.
Curse of the Werewolf, 1961, that one.
There we are. He's got it all for you. Right, this is the colour. I'm going to put the makeup on now. It seems to be drying up a little bit in the heat here. And it's very sticky indeed. Just mixing up the colours of the hair to sort of match what Bob's got. Right, I'll prepare the hair for the top while you're just laying the hair that we've already prepared on the bottom. If you build it up from the bottom, okay?
Okay.
A bit like tiling a roof. So, Mike, right, the only thing left to do now is the teeth. So, you've got them, have you? Put them in.
How are you doing? All right.
Well, I don't know about Danny Baker, but he scared the life out of me. But I wonder, where is our Mike? I mean, he promised to be here tonight. Mikey, where are you? Come out, wherever you are. Where's our Mike? Oh, God. Oh, no. This is horrible. No, no! Oh, no. Oh. Is that you, Mike? Underneath. Don't you dare. Get on! Oh, dear. Now I know what it's like being with the emu, only worse. You're inside there, Mike, are you? But you can't speak because you've got all this... Oh, you're holding out your hand. Oh, dear. And look, oh, they're horrible. Let's take off your... Oh, they're big, aren't they? Oh. Well, at least we know you're real, Mike. You can take that off now, because it frightens the life out of me. Mind you, there was a fella up there who quite fancied you. Oh, put it back on again. Put it back on. I'm only joking. Oh, Mikey, now you actually did all this makeup yourself, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's extraordinary. Ladies and gentlemen, all the best, Mike. Mike Hill. Well, it's time to take a break now, but we will be back soon to find out what's happening on the ice rink. And also, we've got a big surprise for somebody sitting right here in our audience tonight. So, see you in a mo. Welcome back. And would you take a look at this? Actually, you probably saw it earlier. Isn't it posh? It's the latest state-of-the-art communication centre. And I'm now going to make another phone call. Oh, dear, I wonder what this one will be like. It's to Ray Saunders. And this is him. And here he is again. Well, as you can see, Ray's an impressionist. And he also does Harry Seacombe, Bing Crosby, oh, and lots of others. His wife, Sheila, says that he'd love to come on the telly on Surprise, Surprise, actually, and surprise us with his talent. So let's hope she's right. Now, I know this is a big one this time. It's a lot of digits. It's 10 digits. So let's see. Here we go. Told you it was a long one, didn't I?
Hello?
Hello, Ray.
Hello?
Hello, surprise, surprise, Ray.
Hello?
That is you. Is that Ray Saunders?
It is?
Well, surprise, surprise, Ray. It's Cilla here.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking. It's really me. Can't you hear our studio audience? I'm talking to you live on the television. Now, I believe you're a bit of an impressionist. Is that right, Ray?
Oh, well, one or two, you know.
One or two. Who do you do?
Oh, Lauren Hardy and...
Oh, you do him, do you?
Yeah.
Give us a bit of Oliver, go on. Oliver Hardy you're talking about.
Can't you ever watch where you're going? And another thing, where have you been? Don't you realize I've been looking for you for the past 2 hours? Why, I've looked upstairs, I've looked downstairs. How's that?
That is absolutely wonderful. Can you hear the audience? In fact, I tell you what, Ray, we would love you to come on the show next week and do Oliver Hardy. Will you do, just like you did then?
Okie dokie.
Well, Ray, it's been lovely to talk to you. I could talk to you all night. I feel as if I know you.
Smashing for me, too.
And I'll even know you better when you come on the show next week.
Okay, sugar.
And don't worry, we shall find you the perfect Stanley, all right?
Okie dokie, yeah.
Oh, I look forward to that. Bring your Sheila along as well, will you, love?
I will, love you.
All right, sweetheart. See you next week.
Bye-bye, love.
Ta-ra, then.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ra. Well, right now we're going back over to Gordon, who's got the latest news on the searchline. Gordon.
Thank you. Well, just imagine getting to your 50s and not knowing anything about your family, whether your mum and dad are still alive, if you've any brothers or sisters, or indeed any other relations. Well, that's the position Jane Ashby from Yorkshire was in until a couple of months ago. Then at last, she got a break and discovered an aunt and a cousin. They gave Jane more information, which has set her on the trail of a brother and sister she never knew she had. Well, I went to meet Jane the other day to see just what she had found out.
Only that Edward Dennison had lived at 99 Halton Moor Avenue, Leeds, with Mr. and Mrs. Dennison, and that he stayed there till he did his national service and then went back for about 2 years, and then he hasn't been seen since.
Edward Dennison would now be 61 and
Yes.
Sheila would be
63.
Have you been able to find any information at all about Sheila?
No, only that she returned to Leeds in 1943 and went to live with her grandmother at Rockingham Street, Leeds, and then went into service in Wetherby.
So, what would you like to happen now?
I would like Edward Dennison or Sheila Dennison to contact this programme, as I would dearly love to see them.
Well, here's a picture of Edward as he was all those years ago. So Edward and Sheila, if you're out there, please contact Searchline. It would be a dream come true for Jane. I'll give you the number to ring very shortly. Now, as from next week, part of our Searchline is going to be devoted to a particular topic, starting with the Army. So, all you soldier boys and girls, make sure you're looking at us next week, because we may be looking for you. Well, speaking of the forces, this is the late David Sherrington, who, while serving in the Royal Navy, received the high award of the Conspicuous Gallantry Medal. In 1942, whilst injured and under heavy fire, he managed to steer his ship, HMS Broke, and its few remaining passengers out of Algiers harbour to safety, despite being blinded and choked by fumes. David Sherrington received his medal from King George VI, and it was his prized possession. The medal, unfortunately, was lost in 1964. It's engraved around the edge with D.C. Sherrington, so if you've come across it, the Sherrington family would be overjoyed to have it returned to them, as it would be a treasured and a proud memory of David. Well, now in this week's Quickie section, we would like the following people to contact us. Mrs. Vera Gurney, née Lewis, who played the piano to the accordion of Ken Hinton before and up to World War II, last heard of in Winston Green, Birmingham 18. Hetty Hansey, who married Arthur Caldwell or Caldwell from Manchester. They had a daughter, Marjorie, and a son, Arthur. And finally, Mary Connolly, who used to be a waitress in Glasgow in 1954. If anyone can help us with any of tonight's stories, call us on 01 222 8070. Or you can always write to us at Searchline, surprise, surprise, London Weekend Television, South Bank TV Centre, London, SE99 6YW. That's the lot from me for this week. I'll see you next week, and I'll see you next week.
Of course you will, Gordon. Have a good weekend, and I will see you next week. Ta-ra then. Well, I think it's time we went across to see how things are going at the ice rink. I dursn't ask. Are you there, Bob?
Yes, we're still here, Cilla. Oh, smashing. I've just been let out the sin bin again. I've been in and out there like a yo-yo. It's quite good, this ice skating. Nothing to it, look. Now, there's only a couple of minutes left, so. And the score at the moment is 5-3, and they're just about to... Yes, they're facing up again. Oh, Audrey's got the ball, number 2. She hasn't scored any goals yet, unfortunately. It's a great crowd we've got here, supporting everybody. She scored! She scored! Oh, isn't that lovely? They bang each other on the head when they score a goal. I don't know why. So that's the score now is 5-4. We've got a couple of other people coming on. They're swapping round. Some reserves, I think. You should have a game at this yourself, Cilla. She blew those fellas away then, did you see? She scored another one! Isn't that marvellous? A second goal. Well, let's have a look if we can see exactly how she did that. Yeah, here we are. Oh, number 14 and number 4 went flying. She lost the puck at that stage. That was elbowing them out of the way, I think. Went round the net, round the back, and straight past the goalie. Terrific. Off we go again. Only seconds to go. It's 5-all. 5-all. The referees had very little to do in this match. It's been relatively clean. Well, up to now. I don't know what's going on there. Audrey's got the ball straight between his legs. She's done it. There's the final whistle. Oh, lovely. Without a time. And makes the better. What are they doing to her? I'm not sure if this is traditional. Oh, I think they're bringing her over. How road is Sullivan.
Well, how many goals did she score?
She scored 3, so she won. The final is 6-5. 6-5 the score.
So
well
we won.
Audrey. Here she is.
And there's the girl. Oh, congratulations, Audrey. How was it for you out there in the ice?
It was brilliant, thanks. It's been great day.
What do you think the little kiddies will say back at school after seeing you on the telly like this?
They'll probably laugh at me.
I didn't think so for a minute.
Well, we didn't laugh. We thought you were a great star, a real true professional. And I believe, Bob, you've got a couple of prezzies for our Audrey, haven't you?
Well, just one or two. So there's a couple of little keepsakes off people. There's your very own slap shot, right, thingy, toothbrush. Then you've also got a team shirt that's your very own. And she wasn't expecting any of this, but this is a beautiful little trophy, which is a Man of the Match trophy. So, because she won the match for them. Isn't that lovely? It should be Woman of the Match, really, shouldn't it? Anyway, from us, that's it. From Dundannon, all the best. It's been a great match, great result. See you again. Bye.
Thanks a lot, Bob. And say a very big thank you to Ulster Television for us. Will you do that?
Oh, yes. Yes, big thank you to Ulster TV. They've done a tremendous job. See you soon, Phil.
Bye, Audrey. Well, I wonder how many pencils our Simon Gillery's used up doing his cartoons. Well, without further ado, let's find out. Come in, Simon. Well, have you relaxed a bit more, as if you couldn't be more relaxed when you came on?
Yes, I have.
What have you done for us? Let's see.
Well, this is you phoning me
I
up.
was... That's me phoning... Oh, you missed out the teeth. Oh, and you've even give me an ample bosom. Oh, I like you. Yes. Chubby cheeks and chubby everything else. But no teeth, aren't you kind? You missed out the teeth.
I was rushed.
I tell you what, Simon, will you put them in later and sign it for me?
Yes, of course I will.
Lovely. What else have you got?
And this is me answering the telephone to you.
Right.
That way.
I love his hair standing on end, don't you? You're very good on the phone. What does it say? The surprise is on you, Cilla. This is the monkey. Oh, that's really great. So you've just done the 2 for us?
That's all, yes.
Can I have these as souvenirs?
Yes, of course you can.
Oh, that's great. But I believe you've done lots more about, you know, going to the dentist. Are you frightened of going to the dentist?
No, not at all. In fact, it all started with the dentist.
Did it? Mm-hmm. Well, we've got 1 or 2 of your dentist cartoons over here. Have a look at that. Look at that. What does the caption say there?
He's good, but so slow.
Oh, I know the feeling well. And what's the other one? We've got another one here, too. It's very funny to me. You've always been one of your ambitions for all those cartoons, especially the dentist one, to be bound in a proper book.
Indeed, yes.
Well, surprise, surprise. Oh, surprise, surprise, team. I've put this book together especially for you, and there it is. It's called The Tooth, The Whole Tooth, And not you want the two. Isn't that lovely? And all those cartoons, they're all in there. See, it's all absolutely marvellous. Look at that. I love that one. National Health or private, sir? Absolutely wonderful. Well, Simon, I hope you're pleased with that book. And congratulations. That's to make up for being surprised on the phone, all right?
That's terrific. Yes,
So, how did me £2 do? Did you tell me? Did I win or what?
it went on 15 black,
Yeah.
naturally.
15 black.
Cilla black, 15 black. 32 red came up.
32.
Sorry.
What a shame. Well, Simon, it's been a pleasure having you on the show, and we can let you go back to work now.
Hasn't finished there. It was my £2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm joking.
I shall pay you back after the show, and that really is a deal. Now, you take them off, put me teeth in, and sign them for me, and I'll see you later. And I'll give you the £2, I promise. Ladies and gentlemen. Well, now we have quite an amazing and a very moving story to tell. Where are you? Tracy Richardson. Come on, Tracy, come down and join me, please. And a very big welcome to Surprise, Surprise. Now, you wrote us a marvellous letter, didn't you? Yeah. Telling us a marvellous story. I must tell everybody about it. In fact, this story covers 3 generations. And it all started over 50 years ago with Tracy's grandparents, who were separated just before the war. Now, they had 3 daughters, Doreen, Maggie, and Hazel, who's Tracy's mum. Now, all 3 sisters were actually separated during the war because they were evacuated separately. Is that right?
That's right, but one was adopted.
Well, that was after the war. Your Hazel, your mum, and your Auntie Doreen, they were fostered out to a family in Devon.
That's right.
And Auntie Maggie, yes, as you said, was adopted. But where?
In a little village called Milton Bryan.
Yes, but your 2 sisters didn't know that at the time, did they, Chuck? I mean, you did all this work yourself because Hazel and your Auntie Doreen grew up not knowing where Auntie Maggie was. And in fact, they didn't even know whether she was still alive. And that's where Detective Tracy came in, ladies and gentlemen. She did all the hard work. She found out where Aunt Maggie was. And then you traced your Aunt Maggie all the way over, tell everybody where?
Australia.
Brisbane, Australia. Anyway, all the family saved up very hard for a ticket to pay for Auntie Maggie to come all the way over from Brisbane. And this took part about a couple of weeks back. And you met your Auntie Maggie at Heathrow Airport, is that right?
Yeah.
And our cameras were there, to record that momentous occasion.
Tracy, yeah.
Oh,
Hello. Hello. At long last.
And now it's off to Plymouth for the big reunion with Doreen and Hazel.
Well, Tracy, when I was a lot younger, a few years ago, I tried to trace your mum and your Auntie Doreen. I just wasn't successful, so how did you do it?
Well, we found out where you lived to in the little village because Auntie Doreen could remember that you were living in the post office. So we rang around and tried to find anybody in the village that knew you. Luckily enough, we did find some people that knew you. So then it was quite easy really then because there was a friend of yours that lived in the village who had your address and everything.
I'll tell you what I did find good, that you sent me a photograph of them because I'd never seen them. I just couldn't imagine what they looked like. You know, I used to think maybe they look like this or that, but the photograph was done good. And I asked people, do I look like them or do they look like me?
The photographs you sent of yourself down to us just before Christmas were really nice. Mum was so excited. She put ones in frames and took them into work to show everybody and asked if everybody, you know, does she look like me and do I look like her? And it was very exciting, but it has been about 50 years now, hasn't it, really?
Well, it's definitely been, yeah, it's 50 years of me. It's a long time.
Oh, what a lovely moment. And look at the three of you. You could be triplets, really. You're so much alike, aren't you? Maggie, wasn't it a wonderful moment when you saw your sisters? Well, it's 50 years, isn't it?
Yes.
50 years. And actually, that's a little surprise for you. We've made some videotapes of that momentous occasion. And we've got the little prezzies here for you now. So there's one for you, Maggie.
Oh, that's
and
lovely. Thank you.
Tracy, love, will you hand these out? To your aunties, your mum and your aunties. That's one for you there. Isn't that lovely? Oh, well, I'm so pleased for you. It's a great moment, isn't it? Mind you, this is incomplete, isn't it? Because you do have a brother, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, your brother John.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the brother you've never even met, actually. He emigrated to California about 26 years ago. Yes. And you've not met him, have you, Maggie?
No.
Well, you couldn't have, because you haven't been over here for 50 years. Well, surprise, surprise, you're going to meet that brother tonight. Come in, John. Say hello to the sister you've never, ever met.
Oh, lovely to see you.
Oh, my God. You look so alike. I couldn't tell the difference between the three of you. Oh, God. There's no chance, do I?
No.
The more the world is changing, the more it stays the same. Life is full of small surprises. It's a never-ending game. If nothing is impossible, will you believe your eyes? If the unexpected brings a smile, that's a big surprise, surprise, surprise. The unexpected hits you between the eyes. The unpredictable, that's the surprise you see. Surprise, surprise.
Well, that's all we have time for this week. But we will be back next week with lots more surprises. I'd like to thank everyone who's taken part in tonight's show, especially Gordon Burns and Bob 𝐇𝐚𝐩𝐲. So until next week, ta-ra then, ta-ra!
Cilla returns at the same time next week with surprises for a bank clerk from Birmingham and an anniversary couple from Stockton.
Another